Ever since the collapse in Bitcoin, fintech has really been taking it on the chin. And, Block just recently had their earnings, and it failed to impress Wall Street. Now, looking at the monthly chart, just big picture, we do see that price entered what I'm deeming as an expensive area before selling off hard on the earnings results, which saw price decline at least this month from $80 to $63. Before we continue with analysis, let's get into this article from investing.com. Block falls 4% after mixed results. This must have been pre-market because the stock fell more than that, roughly 13% to end the day. So shares dropped again, and this was 4% pre-market. Despite the company reporting better than expected Q2 results and upping the full year profit forecast. That's very interesting, right? You would think that price would have rose on the news. Block reported an adjusted EPS of 39 cents on revenue of 5.53 billion, and that was good for up 26% year over year. Analysts were only looking for EPS of 34 cents on revenue of 5.12 billion. Cash App revenue grew as much as 36% year over year, easily topping the consensus of 3.17 billion. The actual revenue was 3.56 billion. So more than half of Cash App's actives in the second quarter had a network of 4 or more accounts, which significantly enhanced retention and increased spending over time. Peer-to-peer transactions per active reached an all-time quarterly high in the second quarter, while peer-to-peer volume was 53 billion, up 18% year over year. Strong numbers across the board. Strong profitability in the quarter was offset by gross margins suffering on a sequential basis, driven by a significant uptick in transaction-based costs. This is probably what caused the stock to sell off, the gross margins. Fiscal year 2023 guidance was raised on a dollar and margin basis for both adjusted operating income and adjusted EBITDA. Wow. So, again, earnings were great, but price was entering an expensive area. All right, before we continue with the analysis, let's look at this video, which kind of summarizes the earnings from Block this past week.
Block. Let's go over as we venture into the crypto world in the wild mind of Jack Dorsey. Okay, down pretty big here. What happened?
Yeah, down about 10%. The payments tech company, formerly known as Square, of course, seeing its shares really take a hit despite a beat on the top and bottom line. And this is another company that actually boosted its outlook but isn't being rewarded. EPS of 39 cents came in 4 cents ahead of analyst expectations. Revenue rose 26% to $5.53 billion. As you can see, that also was higher than Wall Street was expected. Gross payment volume came in at $59.01 billion. That was up 12% year over year. Cash App total monthly transacting users grew to 54 million. That's 15% year over year growth. As I said, the company also raised its expectations for the third quarter, says gross profits expected to grow 21% year over year. Adjusted EBITDA is expected to come in at $1.5 billion. It previously forecast $1.36 billion in adjusted EBITDA. I will note, though, that gross profit for the second quarter came in at $1.87 billion. That's up 27% from a year before. So that 21% forecast for the third quarter is a deceleration. Potentially, maybe investors are focused on that, and the stock is taking a hit because of it. I will say, in terms of some immediate analysts moves that we've seen, Morgan Stanley did cut its price target to $69 from $70, so only a dollar cut there, maintained its equal weight rating. Needham kept its buy rating and actually raised its price target to $82. Credit Suisse reiterated its outperform rating and kept its $100 price target. So interested to see some more analyst commentary on this one in terms of why shares are getting hit so hard despite this beat on both the top and bottom line and that boosted outlook, but could potentially be from that gross profit deceleration in the current quarter.
Okay. All right. That is kind of a dull response from the analyst community. It really just seems like they've kind of lost their patience a little bit. Dan Delev has been one who's been in the camp of kind of questioning stocks like Coinbase, crypto, their connection over to Block, but then thinking that Block is still going to be, this more kind of economic story tied to all the registers and the growth that they have for the banking business they want to build. But I got to say, I feel like this is kind of disappointing at this point. You're starting to see some of the expectations kind of get lowered by the sell side here. So big decline for sure. Thanks, Caroline.
There you got it. We just found out why the stock sold off. It was due to sequential declines in their gross margins, more than likely due to the transaction costs. So let's drill down, see how far price can go down. This is the weekly chart, and what I want to do is I want to extend this daily sellers level as it did get nipped. Its toes did dip into the daily sellers level at 83. Let's take a look at that level. Now, price is about $4 away from price entering what I'm calling the discount level, where we've seen buyers step in the past below $60 back in June of 2022, October, December, March, and then again in May. I want to look at this level here though. Now this wasn't a fresh level, as price did enter not once, not twice, but a third time before prices collapsed. Wow, so we had price gap down after earnings and then a further gap down on Friday to end the day and the week down roughly $15 or so. Question is, where can you get long? And we also have prices now below all the moving averages, so I anticipate further downside risk. Again, the question is, where can you get long? All right, so let's make this green, and we're going to put another line at the $56 level. Let's put that in red to signify your stop loss. All right, here's the setup. Look for price to come down to about $58. First test, it's going to be the $68, and that's where the 200-day moving average is in alignment with. Again, look for further risk to the downside. Look for reversal pattern on the smaller time frames. Look for price to bounce higher, as it will enter a discount area to go long. Again, the first target being the $68 level. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.